Would you send troops into Mexico to attack the cartels?
I think it's situational. I think you're talking about when I become president in 2028. If I become president in 2028, it's always on the table. Let me say this about negotiations, Kenny. So when it comes to a negotiation, I believe just about every option should be on the table. On most negotiations, sometimes you want to take certain options out strategically. Most options on most negotiation tables, they're on the table. And so because, look, we have the greatest military in the world. We have the strongest army in the world. We have the strongest economy in the world. These are all great tools to negotiate with different countries. And we'll get along great with different countries in the world, right? We'll get along great with China. President Xi and President Trump have a strong, great relationship purely because President Trump believes in peace through strength. I believe in peace through strength as well. And it's a very interesting concept. I've tried to study peace through strength. And I think it's got a lot of personality associated with it. The personality of the president plays a big part in peace through strength. The diplomacy, the way of communicating things, I think it all plays a part in peace through strength, along with, I believe, what's one of the biggest things, gut instinct and a sense of timing.
Well, sadly, for the last 4 years, we've had peace through weakness, and we had no peace.
Well, I think the world was on fire under crooked Joe Biden and dumb as a rock Kamala. These are evil people, believe me. And, I want to say this. We talked about some of our Republican opponents in the 2028 presidential primary election cycle. Kamala, if you're listening to this great show right now, please run in 2028, all right? Thank you very much. I really hope dumb as a rock Kamala runs. I really hope Gavin Newscum runs in 2028. And, I think it'll be a great thing if they run, because I will get the opportunity, if I become the Republican nominee in the 2028 presidential election cycle, I will get the great opportunity to defeat them. And, I sort of say this, Kenny. If they are on the same ticket together, Newscum
can you imagine
or
that?
Kamala, if they're on the same ticket together, I think it'll be more enjoyable to beat them both, politically beat them both on the polls. And so, these are evil people. A lot of these Democrat elected officials, almost all of them are really bad, evil people. I mean, you look at what's happening in LA right now with the fires. Gavin Newscum is such a terrible, terrible governor. He's the worst governor in America. He's the worst governor in America. I mean, businesses and people are leaving California in numbers. He supports open borders. He supports what's called sanctuary cities. Can you believe that? Sanctuary cities, it's a safe haven for criminals. That's basically what it is.
Yep.
And I just want to say this to Gavin Newscum. My biggest criticism for Gavin Newscum is this. Have you looked at his horrific hair and his horrific hair gel? Can you imagine looking at that for 4 years on TV? I think that itself should be an immediate disqualifier for Gavin Newscum to run for president or be president. And I sort of say that tongue-in-cheek. But we will not let Gavin Newscum get anywhere near the White House because America will not run on Gavin Newscum's California last policies.
We don't need to make America like California. All right, we have a caller. Hello, who's this?
This is Dale.
Hey, Dale.
My question is, who is running the Department of Peace?
The Department of Peace.
Department of Peace. That's a great question. I'm going to take that question right now without asking for more elaboration on the question. The Department of Peace is run by God, by Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Let me put it that way. But it's also run by the President of the United States of America, the greatest president ever. And, like I said, it's peace through strength. Remember this, Mr. Dale. Under President Trump from 2016 to 2020, remember this, the world was at peace. There were no wars. In fact, President Trump defeated 100% of the ISIS. If you remember that, right, Kenny?
Yeah, without sending a huge army. Yep.
5 weeks, he defeated ISIS. 100% of the ISIS was gone, destroyed.
And thanks in large part to the Kurds, by the way.
Well, bottom line is the war stopped, right? The fighting stopped, and American interests were preserved. I think that's very important. And remember this, under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the world was on fire. You had the Russia-Ukraine conflict. You still have the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which, by the way, needs to stop. And Putin and Zelensky need to come on the negotiating table with President Donald J. Trump as the leader of the free world. And I think that will happen. And, you saw the Israel-Hamas conflict as well. I think Hamas is a terrorist organization. And by the way, I support Israel. Israel is America's friend and ally. I support Israel, and I think our Jewish people are great people. I am Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, but I have many Jewish friends. I think they're great people.
Well, there's never been such a thing called Palestine, so that's always been a joke. All right, let's take a quick break here, and straight ahead we will continue talking with Gary Barve, who is running for President of the United States of America. You're listening to the Rim Country Forum, and we're almost to the top of the hour. You know, our last caller there was trying to be a little smarty pants, I think, asking what is the Department of Peace. Well, I'll tell you who the Department of Peace is, and that's the Department of Defense, because in the claw of the eagle of the United States, there's an olive branch. There's olive branches in one claw, and arrows in the other claw, and the choice is not ours; it's yours. Which one you get? If you want the olive branch, be nice. If you want the arrows, be a jerk. That's the way it works. So the Department of Peace is the Department of Defense.
Well, I will sort of agree with you on that as well, though I believe what I said as well. But let me ask you this. Are you a veteran? Because, and I'm sort of saying that tongue-in-cheek, but obviously you are a great American veteran. But I agree with you. I think what you said right now is basically peace through strength, right? That is basically the definition of peace through strength. And I think you verbalized it in a very nice and direct and straight way. But I just feel that on the political stage, the way President Trump does it is very... a little bit diplomatic. He says it, like I said, right? The personality and the way you say it and the way you communicate has an effect. And I agree with exactly what you said. I think it's a great way to say it. But I think the way President Trump operates on that political stage as President of the United States of America is just truly inspirational and incredible. And believe me, I'm learning so much from President Trump that, like, you wouldn't even believe it. I'm learning so much from President Trump about all these different ways of, making America great again, keeping America great, and saving America and keeping America first.
If somebody wants to donate to your campaign, how do they do that?
Thank you very much, sir. So my campaign website, ladies and gentlemen, is www.garybarveforamerica.com. It's spelled, like I said earlier on in the show as well, Gary, Gary. Barve is spelled B as in boy, A as in America, R as in Republican, V as in victory, E as in elephant, for, F-O-R, America.com. And my campaign social media is, I have a campaign Facebook page. Its handle is Gary Barve for USA. I have a Truth Social account. Its handle is @GaryBarve. Truth Social is obviously President Donald J. Trump's campaign social media. And, I will just make a humble plea to you right now. Whether we like it or not, campaign contributions are essential to run a successful campaign. And I will humbly ask you, if you liked what I had to say today, and if you like the fact that I'm fighting for America, and hopefully you would agree it's a very strong way, and I'm ready to literally take a bullet for you, and I'm ready to take a bullet for our country. If you could please consider making a quick $20 or a $50 campaign contribution, that would make a big difference towards our campaign. And it's not my campaign, it is the people's campaign. It's we the people, it's the people's campaign. And so if you want to make a campaign contribution through the campaign website, again, it's www.garybarveforamerica.com. And I will end it with this. I say this at the end of a lot of my speeches. I'll say this: we are one nation under God, and in God we trust. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America, the greatest country on earth. Thank you, and let's win this.
All right, thank you, Gary. Thanks for being here today. Really appreciate it. And thank our listeners, and thanks to everybody out there in Rim Country.